Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to explore a little sample set that I picked up at Jackson's Art. So this is Holbein Artist Color Pencils. Holbein is a really big name in the artist world. These pencils are expensive, so I figured I would try out a little sample set, see if I even like them. So right off the bat, you can see it has the little AP stamp of approval that these are not toxic. I always look for that for my art supplies. Holbein, you can pause here if you want to read everything, but these are basically oil-based colored pencils and they are made in Japan, and this set is obviously just primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and they are made on the other side of the world. They are very beautiful, and I've always been curious to try some, so when I saw this on the Jackson's website, I figured it was the perfect time for me to just give it a go and try it out because I like trying all the artsy things, and of course I'd like to do a nice little comparison. So right away, as I'm opening them up, they feel like just any colored pencil. They're obviously very beautiful. And they look like other high-end colored pencils. What I've noticed is high-end colored pencils will often have that little gold strip around the bottom. And then you have similar information. You'll have the company's name, you have the name of the particular color, and then certain pencils also have codes for what particular color you're using. So for example, you can see there's the light fast rating right next to the name here, and then you can see that there's OP042, or there's even another little code down at the bottom, but I'm not an expert. I don't know particularly what the difference is between the code that I'm pointing at here and the one that's printed off. But when you're looking for high-end art supplies, again, you want that AP symbol, and it's good to know the light fast rating. So they feel really nice, and I'm eager to try them and see how they lay down. I am not a professional colored pencil artist, but I've definitely tried many brands, and I definitely have preferences, and I'm picky. So right off the bat, it's laying down pretty well, but as you guys can see, up at the top corner there, it was a little bit crumbly. I don't know if all Holbein pencils are actually like that, or if this is just because it happened due to travel. So I'm just going to speed things up. You guys don't have to watch a step-by-step of every single one, but I'm not doing anything fancy here. I am just doing a swatch page, and I'm really just testing it out, giving you guys my first impressions. And I've noticed that there was crumbs with all the colors, just some more than others. Obviously, I only have the 3 basic colors here, so I'm just going to try to do a simple blend, and I want to see if I'm going to be able to mix more colors by applying various layers and mixing them through a layering process. So I'm hoping to mix the blue and the yellow to possibly get a green, and then I'm hoping to mix the red and the yellow to get a nice shade of orange. So after about, I think this is probably somewhere around 4 to 5 layers, this is what I got. So I did indeed get a green that I'm very happy with, but I couldn't get an orange. And I noticed it's because the red, this particular red, I can't speak for all the reds in their line, but this particular red was a very strong, overpowering red, and it didn't mix with the yellow no matter how hard I tried to achieve an orange shade. So I was a little bit disappointed, but it is a great red. It lays down really well. It's just very dominant. So this is pretty much the best gradient that I could get just by mixing. Like I said, I did somewhere around 4 to 5 layers to achieve this. So what I decided to do is to make an orange by layering it up more carefully, and I really was hoping by going gentle and putting less red that I was able to achieve an orange, and I did, but it's still very reddish. And then I was able to achieve a deep purple. Not so bad for just 3 colored pencils. So I didn't do anything fancy here, guys. I just did a little heart, and I was just testing it out and doing little mini blends along the heart. And then I decided to get out my Faber-Castell Polychromos because they are also oil-based colored pencils, and I figured this was the best one to do a nice comparison. I only have a set of 12 Polychromos, but what I did is I chose the same colors, and they're very, very similar, and I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison, not only for you guys, but especially for me because I'm incredibly curious. So on the left will be the Holbein pencils, and on the right will be the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and honestly, the colors ended up blending very well because they were so incredibly similar. I imagine that all high-end colored pencils are very similar because they feel similar and they go for similar things. They want richer, deeper pigments. They don't tend to have transparent, cheap fillers in their pencils, so it's very normal that I would get similar results on both sides, but this is very much an experiment and I'm enjoying the experiment. And if you guys are enjoying it and like videos like this, let me know. Like and subscribe and comment down below and I'll know to make more videos like this. So like I mentioned before, I got these at Jackson's Art and I actually have an affiliate link in my description. So it's not sponsored, but it basically means that if you guys buy anything after clicking my link, I will make a very small commission. So if you guys want to check out my link, I will just link all kinds of stuff down in the description below. I will also throw in a coupon that if you guys buy anything from their house brand, that means Jackson's, or if you guys buy anything from Arta Collections, you guys will also get 10% off. That's only for new customers though. Here I'm doing a side-by-side of the Faber-Castell and the Holbein. As you guys can see, there's the little gold band on the bottom and the formats are very similar. They tell you where it's made, the name of the company, and just to look at them, you can tell they're both high-end and they're very, very similar. There is a difference, but I can definitely see similarities. They give you the names. That's how you know when you have cheaper pencils, they don't always give you the names, and you're just stuck to figure it out. But higher name brands have the names and the light fastness. And that's very important, especially if you're going to do this professionally and sell your artwork. But for someone like me, I'm just picky and I like higher end art supplies, but I don't do anything on the professional scale that I sell with color pencils yet. And I don't know if I will. I use it in mixed media pieces, but I just kind of love all the artsy things. So for the sake of filling up this page and continuing to play, I decided we are going to do a wax to oil comparison, and I just took 3 Derwent ChromaFlow pencils because again, I have another 12-piece set and I did the very best I could. I just took the blue and the yellow and the red from that set. It will not be as perfect of a match, but it ended up making a nice blend anyways. I just wanted to do a comparison and they ended up looking perfectly fine together. I do feel a difference in quality between the Holbein and the Derwent ChromaFlow. You feel it when you hold the pencil and in the way it lays down, but it's not to say that the Derwent is junk. They're great pencils, but you definitely feel the biggest difference in the barrel of the pencil when you're holding it. The wood just feels completely different. So now I'm going to do one more comparison because I'm super happy with these 2 comparisons so far. So I decided to go with Prismacolor Premier, which is why you'll see the PP on the right hand side. Prismacolors are super common and easy to get a hold of. You can get the Premier sets or the Scholar sets, and I did my best to get the best match that I could because I only used, again, another tin that only had 12 colors in it, so I matched it the best according to what I had. So Prismacolor Premier are super well known and they're super common, and I'll have to say I found the yellows a little sticky for the Holbein. I find they pick up the pigments very easily. The red and the blue didn't quite do that. So then when we look at my comparisons a little bit later, you guys will see that. But overall, these pencils do feel high quality. They feel nice, they're nice to hold, and the pigments lay down really well. It's just, like I said, the yellow is a little on the sticky side and will pick up other pigments. And if you guys look closely, you can see that. But that's really not a big deal. I'm happy with all the transitions, all the blends, and overall I think this was a good educational process for us art nerds. Yes. So I enjoyed myself. And if ever you guys were wondering what these colored pencils were like, I will link this exact set of 3 down below. They wore down with me coloring and doodling. So I ended up sharpening them and they ended up sharpening really well, and you can feel it's really good quality wood. You can hear it when you turn it, which sounds a little weird, but you just have to try it. So I will definitely link it, and now that I have sharpened them, the only thing I have to say is the yellow ended up being a little wiggly, so that probably means it broke during transit, which happens with every and any brand. And that's not to nix the company or to say anything bad about them, that's just what happens. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a quick personal review, and I'm just giving my honest thoughts and opinions. And if you like this, I hope I see you in the next video.